This week on Whitetail Explorer, we are hunting big bucks in Illinois and Ohio.
As whitetail hunters, we're all explorers. We're always out there exploring for a better food source, bedding areas, looking for tree stand locations, exploring for rub lines, scrape lines. We're no different than the big mature whitetail bucks themselves. Whitetail Explorer, we're glad you joined us.
Whitetail Explorer is brought to you by Millennium Tree Stands, Hornady, Matthews Archery, Muzzy Broadheads, Nocturnal Lighted Knocks, Block Targets. Come along with Stan Potts and his team as they hunt big bucks on Whitetail Explorer.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in this week to Whitetail Explorer. We're glad you did. This week we're going to go along with Joel Snow, team member from Ohio, and he is hunting Illinois and Ohio, and he has got some great big buck action you don't want to miss. So let's get caught up with Joel Snow right now.
Ground shrinkage there.
Great muzzleloader buck. Joel Snow, late season. Now let's go with Joel when he hooks up with our buddy, Mark Wimpy. A lot of you know who Mark Wimpy is on a late season bow hunt. Let's get him, Joel.
I'm gonna take the 30 or the 20. It's gotta be. I think he's gonna take the first one. The 20. Yep. Is he? Yep. Is he coming? Yeah, he's getting ready to step in the field. Okay.
Give me a second. Thank you, Lord.
This segment is brought to you by Hunter's Safety System.
Stan, what advice would you have to give a young person trying to get into the outdoor filming industry?
Ethan, I love that question today. I've had that question several times, and to get into the hunting industry, the opportunities today are different than when they were when I first started years and years ago, you know, when I'd done some magazine articles and things like that. But in my opinion, to be able to break into the hunting industry and maybe make a career out of it, probably the best way to do that in today's environment would be to learn how to run a camera, maybe to go to camera school or editing school, but there's a premium on really good cameramen that have a hunting background, and hunting equates right over into running that camera. You're very good in the outdoors, but learn how to run that camera and maybe do a little bit of editing, and the opportunities around the industry for shows and companies that are looking for a great cameraman that knows what he's doing are pretty much unlimited. It's the very best way to get into the hunting industry, in my opinion, today. So get you a camera, learn how to run it, and maybe you can be sitting right here someday. Thanks for the question.
You want him? Yeah. Bet. 2 days. Monster 8-pointer at Mark Wimpy's house. He's back out. He's back out. All over. All over. He's going right back to his daggone bed. And down he went. Dude. Right in the same bed. He just went down in his same bed. Mark, I see. Hang on, I see eyeballs.
There he is. Right
There he is. He's on the ground. Yes! God. Look at the size of that 8-pointer, Mark. Oh. Gosh. 2 in 2 days. Gosh.
Joel. Congratulations.
You know, we were in Hancock County because we had a muzzleloader tag, and I wasn't sure because I know in the first 2 firearm seasons, you can't bow hunt during them.
Right, you can't during the
And I'm on the phone with Mark, and he said, "Won't you stop by?" And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Because you got 2 days you can hunt before you go home."
Welcome to Property Goals with Mark Beck. This segment is brought to you by Illinois Land Sales and Auction.
Welcome back to Property Goals on Whitetail Explorer. This week we're going to talk about tree stand placement. And what we've done here is I found this place in my tree planting that I couldn't get a tree stand in. I love the area. There's tons of trails. There's a major trail coming through about 30 yards to the north of me here that I wanted to hunt, but there's just no place to put a tree stand. The trees aren't big enough. They're 5-6 diameter, 15, 20 feet tall, just not big enough. So what I did is I went and got a power pole from my local power company. They're pretty accessible, guys. It's not expensive. I got a post hole digger on my tractor, got it back in here, put the post up, put some sackcrete in it, made sure it's stable, threw a ladder stand up, and I'm ready to go. I tucked it in some oak trees. They keep their leaves for majority of the year, all through November for sure. So keep that in mind, guys. If you gotta hunt where the deer are at, whatever you gotta do, it just didn't take me long. It wasn't expensive. It just takes a little bit of effort. So join us next week for more Property Goals on Whitetail Explorer.
Great hunting in Illinois. Now let's late season and head up to Ohio.
So we're going to bury this blind right here. I got a shovel. We're going to cover it with snow. Just give them a few days to get acclimated to it. We're going to try and get us an escape route going right off the top of this canyon, gravel pit. So that way in the evenings we can just be gone. We'll show you where we was last night, just skyline bad. Corey had some white on to try and help with the backdrop, but it's just not gonna work. And there was just very, very few winds. We were super limited. In this ground blind, we're gonna be able to use nosonics, and we're gonna pretty much be good with anything, but any west, southwest, anything, we're gonna be good just blowing right over the pit. So, great big 10-pointer last night. We saw him, he was coming, but a doe with this gravel pit, the winds were just kind of swirling. So we just got out of here last night at like 5 o'clock before all the deer started coming. So we're gonna get to work, start doing some shoveling. We're gonna bury this blind right here. Checking everything out. Cold, it's probably about 18 degrees right now. Oh, big rack and the briar's coming. Big one coming.
Whitetail Explorer is brought to you by Millennium Tree Stands, Hornady, Hunter Safety System, Third Arm Camera Tree Support, IQ Bow Sights, Illinois Land Sales and Auction, Springfield Archery, and books by Potts.com. Welcome to Capture the Hunt with Barry Greenhall. This segment is brought to you by the Third Arm Camera Tree Support.
Hey guys, Barry Greenhall with Capture the Hunt, and on this week's segment we're going to talk about what's in your backpack. Over the years, as a cameraman, there's just some essential things that I've come up with that I need to keep in my pack, you know, all the time where it's easy to get to. Something to clean with, keep your lenses clean because they get dirty often. Extra batteries. And you also want to keep these batteries in a compartment like up front in a small one where they're easy to get to. You don't want to put them down in the big compartment where in that crunch time you're digging around in there trying to find them. Make it where it's easy to get to. Extra earbuds for keeping good audio. You know, you want to check that often because audio is essential to having good video. A level so you can level your base and arm out. A rain jacket. There's been lots of times I've been out there, you know, the weather calls for nothing and all of a sudden a little shower pops up. You can unfold that, lay it over your camera and keep right on filming. Even something as simple as a checklist. When you're out there in that, you know, in that crunch time and you get excited, a lot of times you forget some of the essential things you need to make a great hunt. And just a little simple checklist, you can look through there, see some of the things you need to film and get the things you need. You know, get a backpack that's big enough, for one thing, to hold all this, obviously, but also find a backpack that's got straps on the bottom, like this big base and arm. I can hook them down there, and I don't have to physically carry them in by hand. You know, things like that, multiple pull-up ropes, because when you get there, you're going to have several things to pull up, and you don't want to go back and forth up and down that tree, so have multiple with you where all you got to do is do it one time and you're done. Hopefully, these tips will help you capture that hunt.
got him right there. He went over that hill and I lost him. Dang it. It looked good. It looked real good. Just that crossbow bolt, not sure how far it went in. I think it hit the opposite shoulder. Man, we stood around whether we were going to shoot that deer or not, and he got up here in front of us and picked his head up and gave us a head-on look. Them big brows and the mass and the width. Said we're shooting them. All right, it's the next morning. We just got in here. Last night there was a ton of deer in the field, and we kind of escaped out the back door, out that back door escape route I had. And we just got in here. We looked at the footage last night. Everything looked really good. We're just gonna kind of, right in here's where we kind of lost them on the camera. We saw them go straight away down the hill and into this flat. So we're gonna just kind of see if we can start trailing them up here. And there he is. I see rack sticking up right up there. Yes! He didn't go 100, 120 yards. My first ever crossbow kill. This late season, this is a deer that's not here all year long. And then 2 years in a row here, he's been here late season. Just shows up. Reason is, this pit down in these hills and valleys, they can get out of the wind and they got good cover. He's got good beams. And I am down in Ohio. Whew. Getting late season, we got lots of customers rolling in. I got kids. My kids are gonna be pumped. They'll say, Dad, it's our turn.
Folks, we really appreciate you tuning in this week to Whitetail Explorer, but as always, we need you right back here next week, same time, same place. So from all of us here at Whitetail Explorer, thanks for tuning in. See you next week.